Hi everyone. Have you ever been told any rumours about your driving test that when you actually took it, it was nothing like that you've been told? Happens quite often, and today we're going to have a look at them. These are the 10 most common driving test myths. Going the wrong way. A lot of people think that going in the wrong direction on your test is going to cause you to fail instantly. This is not the case. If you go in the wrong direction but still do it safely, that's not a problem. This can actually happen whether it be the examiner giving you directions, or it could actually happen while the sat-nav's on. Either way, just do things safely.
Turn left.
So, I've gone the wrong way. I'm still going to ensure that I do this junction safely. And all that's going to happen now is that the sat-nav might reroute, or if the examiner's giving you directions, they'll reroute. The examiners don't provide a car for you to use. Another common myth is that you can come by yourself to your driving test without a car. This does make us chuckle sometimes when people turn up and then the name's called out, the examiner asks them, lead the way out to the car, and the faces go blank. So yeah, you provide your own car, or literally you come in your instructor's car, which is usually the case. Being stuck in traffic doesn't mean you'll get a shorter route. We often hear stories that people think if you get stuck in a queue on your driving test, that you're not going to be driving as much. Well, honestly, this is a load of rubbish. Your test routes are set. And to be honest, if you do get stuck in a queue, all that's going to happen, you'll still do exactly the same route, but it will just take you a little longer. So don't think if you get stuck in a queue, it's going to make your test any easier, because it doesn't. Setting your mirrors up so you've got to move your head. When you first get in the car, you don't need to set your mirrors up, so you've got to move your head to see them. Examiners are not stupid people, they're well educated. And quite simply, have your mirrors set as you would do normally, with as little head movement as you can. Your examiners can actually see not just whether you're checking your mirrors, but whether you're reacting to what you see. So you don't need to set your mirrors slightly askew, so you need to do this to check them. You can't cross your hands. Crossing your hands on the test isn't a problem. It's not going to fail your test. As long as you do it safely, as long as you stay in the position that you need, it's not a problem. I'm still a big believer, however, of relaxing your grip, being nice and loose with your hands, and actually steering in the way that I've mentioned in other videos, which is the pull-push technique. For me, it just keeps you a little bit more relaxed and stops you gripping and grabbing that the crossing of the hands actually makes happen. But remember, if you do cross your hands, it's not an issue. It's not going to fail your test.
driving slower is going to make me safer.
Next we've got is driving too slowly. We've got a nice clear 40 road out in front of us and I'm sat here doing 30. That's not good enough. Although at the moment it's not causing any danger, certain scenarios it can. So get on with things as much as you can do safely. Imagine you've got to get somewhere but you're being followed by a police car. You don't have to drive extra slowly on your driving test. It's going to cause you to fail.
You need an instructor with a high pass rate.
I sometimes hear that you always need an instructor with a really high pass rate to get through your test easily. Now, that might help sometimes. However, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Sometimes what you're going to find is instructors will tell you that the pass rate is extremely high. Prove it. It's the easiest thing to lie about, and I hear it all the time from certain instructors. The other thing that's really important to know is that an instructor with a really high pass rate might very well be keeping the pupils for longer than required and ripping you off. I'm not saying that's always the case, but it's a possibility. There might be an instructor with a lower pass rate who specialises in teaching people maybe where English isn't their first language, or even people with disabilities. That may be the case that their pass rate is a little lower. Does it mean you're going to get any better or any worse instructor? Not necessarily. My advice, find an instructor who you get along with. Find an instructor who you feel suits your learning style and stick with them. They generally know what they're talking about.
The best way to pass is to learn all the test routes. The next myth is that you've got to learn test routes to be able to pass your driving test. Well, honestly, no, that's not the case. If you were to learn every single test route, it's probably going to take you about 3 or 4 months longer. Now, even if you were to learn all these test routes, the routes change that much, honestly, from day to day and hour to hour. You can't guarantee you're going to know exactly what's going to come up. So, my advice, learn how to drive, observe properly, and don't forget, a roundabout is still a roundabout, whether it's in Liverpool, in Glasgow, or in London. Don't book your test on a Friday.
I do hear sometimes that you shouldn't book your test on a Friday or towards the end of the week because examiners have quotas that they need to stick by to make sure not too many people pass the test. This is honestly a load of rubbish. I can sort of see where it maybe used to come from. Now, let me explain. Examiners are salaried, so nowadays it doesn't really matter whether they pass or fail someone. Years ago, they weren't actually salaried. They were paid by the test, if you like. So I can sort of see why that might happen. I'm not saying it did. However, nowadays, I promise you, they haven't got quotas. The only person who fails a driving test is the person taking it, not the examiner. You don't have to worry about what time of day or what day of the week you book your test. You should have the same service, whatever.
Stalling the car will definitely fail your test.
Some people think stalling's a problem. If you get up to the edge of a junction and you stall, to be honest, as long as you don't cause anyone an inconvenience, you're okay. It's not a problem. Just literally get it started safely again, and make sure you go at a correct time. Try not to get panicked. Honestly, if people beep you or people get irate behind, don't worry. As long as you deal with the stall safely, it's not a problem. So all these things are common things that don't go on your test. Rest assured, there's other things to concentrate on. I hope this video's helped. Let us know. I'll see you all soon.